It's nearly time. Mix, mix, swirl, mix. This may hurt. To shake or not to shake? I hear you.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today I will show you how to play Singed. So it's a tank with a lot of consistent damage as well in the form of his poison. Your goal is to kite people, run around and fight and be as annoying as you possibly can. Your Q is the poison trail. You can toggle it and turn it off, and it's going to leave this poison trail behind that will deal damage in an AoE. This is your main wave clear and also your main damage. Your passive, so when you walk close to enemy champions, you get this extra burst of movement speed. It has a short cooldown on each champion, but it can stack up many times if you run around in a team fight and proc it on everyone. Then we have your E, that is your fling, so you're going to fling somebody behind you, and this can also be used to fling somebody behind a wall if you're standing close enough. So since you don't have to auto attack in order to wave clear, this champion is very good for proxying, so you stay between the two enemy towers and just AFK clear the wave. They pretty much force the enemy top laner to stay under his own tower the entire game. This gives you some free time to roam around the enemy jungle. You can just run Aatrox down right now, because we got a massive XP lead. The W is a grounding ability. It's going to slow people when they're staying on top of it, and then it will also ground them. So it means that they cannot use any movement abilities. They also can't flash or anything. That's very good for shutting down those mobile targets, and if you fling somebody into that W, then they will also be rooted. Starting items, you can start with Dark Seal and Refillable. That's also very popular. I like to do the Corrupting Potion because it also gives us some extra trading power in the early game, and then we also get some mana regen. So we can start the proxying already at level 1, where we just ignore the enemy laner and then we go straight between his two towers. That's really good to do, especially if you want to avoid fighting the enemy laner if he's stronger than you, or if he can zone you away from the minions, then it's good to do. When you trade, make sure that you also include some auto attacks in the early game, because they really do add up. And also, even though your Q doesn't cost a lot of mana, make sure that you constantly toggle it and turn it off when you don't use it, so you can preserve some of that mana, because if you keep it on, then it is going to drain you for a lot. We have to maneuver around this Aatrox here, make sure to dodge his edges of his Qs, because that is where his damage is at. So we managed to clear this entire wave. As you can see how annoying it is. I'm trading with him at the same time while also clearing out the wave. So I managed to clear out that whole wave so I can just back off and then get my items and then get back into the lane. Now because Aatrox is reliant on healing, that's why I'm gonna go for the Bramble West, just the component, and then I can go build towards the mythic item. So the ultimate, guys, is gonna give you a massive boost to your AP and defensive stats. And now we can also go for the proxying if we want to, just make sure that we actually catch the wave when it's between the two towers. Now this ultimate is going to make you extremely tanky. Very, very hard to burst down. Very good when you're engaging in a fight. You can pop this early on because it actually lasts for a very long time. Just clear the entire wave with your Q, guys. And if you want to slow somebody, you can place that W at the start on top of them and then you can fling them backwards. You don't always have to go for the root. Now we can go for the proxying. Because you don't stay still, you don't have to auto attack. That makes Singed one of these few champions who can actually go for this type of proxying. So Aatrox will be stuck in his lane, so we are free to move around if we want to, or we can also just keep proxying. So he's just stuck under his tower, he's not able to do anything at all, and if something happens in the jungle or in the mid lane, then I will be the first one to move. We already cleared his wave, but our wave is full HP and crashing into his tower right now. Well, that's a really low HP Sheku, and he did end up dying, so that's fine. So you can just continue proxying, that's how you want to play Singed. Your goal is to be as annoying as possible. His entire wave is done once again, and our wave is full HP, so he's gonna be stuck for even more. So I'm gonna look for a roam. Was a bit too late with that W, so of course Ahri is very hard to gank if she has the ultimate up, but if we got that W right below her, then she would not be able to use the ultimate. But we traded Ghost for her ult, so I think it's pretty worth it. Because now Ahri is vulnerable to ganks. Pop that ultimate. You can pop it when you know that you're going for that extended fight. So you can just kite him around. And just like that, got another kill. The thing is, they can't really chase you, because if they chase you, they will be in your poison trail, so they are constantly taking damage. That's why it's very difficult to play against Singed if you're playing a melee champ. So you're constantly trying to kite people over and over, and if they try to chase you, they will eventually end up being super low HP because they are tanking your poison trail. And you can also make sure that they won't escape with your flash. I'm gonna go for the next mythic item because we got the Bramble West now. We're gonna go for this mythic item because it gives us that super useful active with all that bonus movement speed, so it makes us even better at chasing people. And kiting people as well.
How'd that taste? How'd that taste? It's nearly time.
In a team fight, guys, when you get to that stage, Your goal, you just run around, find the squishy targets, pop your ghost and your ultimate, just try to hit everybody with that poison, and then you try to fling any of their priority targets. You know, the AD carry, the squishy support if they have one, the mid laner. Because you are so tanky and super fast as well, it's very hard to shut you down. The champions that are very difficult to play against as Singed are those who can kite you. Ranged champions who can kite you really well, so Cassiopeia for example, or Anar, or just anyone. Vayne is also really annoying because she has that anti-tank damage and she's also really good at kiting. So avoid picking him into comps that are very good at kiting people. Something like a Kale, for example, is also easy to play around early game, but once she gets her items, then she also becomes really good at kiting, so that's also a bad matchup. Because you can't do anything to her in the lane, and she's gonna outscale really hard. It's really easy to wake clear, the champ is really simple to play as well. No hard mechanics at all. Just keep clearing like this, and once you have enough gold you can just recall, get the items you want to, and then head straight back into the lane and repeat. So those boots are really nice to have because they also, on top of giving you that extra movement speed, they also reduce the effectiveness of slows, so that makes it even harder to kite you. Just be as annoying as possible, so you can go ahead and proxy again, and even if they come 2 versus 1, there will not be enough. But we still have Ghost up, and we also have our ultimate up. So if they try to chase us right now, then Aatrox is going to lose that entire top wave. So that's the really cool thing about Singed, is that he can be so annoying. And if somebody comes, like the top laner, then he will be sacrificing that entire wave just to try to stop you, even though it's not going to work. That's a really nice play. You'll see how tanky we are when we pop that ultimate. We almost made it away as well, but they committed 3 people just to get me, so they're spending a lot of resources just to get to me, so my mid laner was able to push in a giant wave, and they'll be losing some XP as well. Go in with the teleport here, place a W on Yuumi so she is not able to attach to Ezreal. Because your W is a grounding ability, as I said early on, so she's not able to use her abilities, and that resulted in a pretty free kill. So Make sure that you make good use of that W, just like we did with this Ezreal right here. So we managed to place that W below him, so he's also not able to use his Arcane Shift, his C out. So that ability is great for shutting down mobile targets. That is some insane damage from Gwen. Nice, double kill. We're probably gonna lose the top tower though, but we got the bottom side, so it's super worth it. Could have went for the Morello Nomicon, but since they have so many AD champs and they all rely on auto-attacking us, then I think Bramble West is a lot better because it also helps a bit with the tankiness, make sure that we can survive those abilities and auto-attacks. Clear out this entire wave, pretty easy to do so. No struggles at all, it's really easy to play this champion as well, he has no hard mechanics. His tower taking potential isn't as good though, you rely a lot on the minion wave to help you out because your auto attacks deal almost no damage. Because you are building tank and some AP items, so tower taking isn't as good, but your minion wave clearing is really good. Now here comes another core item. We want the Ryder's Crystal Scepter because as soon as people get hit by our poison, then they're gonna be constantly slowed, so that makes it you even better at hiding people in a team fight. It also makes it harder for them to escape from you or your teammates. But you have all that bonus movement speed, so you can just personally be ahead of them and apply that slow. If you really want to commit for a fight, then you can pop your mythic item, the active, and your ghost as well. And your ultimate if you want to. You can see they are not able to escape at all, because nobody will be able to run from you with all of that bonus movement speed. It has to be champs who can really kite you and slow you down and CC you, otherwise they're not going to escape. You can just be in the sideline, that's fine to do in the mid game. Not a split pusher, but he has really good wave clear and he's super fast as well, so you can clear out a wave in the sideline and then you can group with your team. Like, even though he can't fight, for example, if there's a Fiora or something in the enemy team and she's super fat, even though you're not able to 1 versus 1 her, you can still shot her down in the sideline because you can just proxy her waves, so she's not able to push for towers. So he's also good at shutting people down without actually fighting them. You can see, make sure that you move between enemy champions to make use of that bonus movement speed from your passive, to become really mobile. Also dodge that, sidestep that charm. You are extremely tanky with that ultimate, so you're able to tank a lot of damage from the enemy champions and the tower as well. That Rada's Crystal Scepter Slow is so useful in a fight. you're gonna slow everybody down. But it is so difficult to escape from you. That's why it's so good. It's a core item. You have to get it every single game. Your mythic item can be switched out. You can get Riftmaker if you want more damage. You can also get Shurelias. You can also get Liandris if you want even more damage in your build. You become squishier, but you have more damage. You always get the right eyes. You see how useful that rider's slow is? He's not able to chase us because they're constantly slowed, and I bought our team some time, so we got the Baron. Now we can also look for recall. We can upgrade the Bramble West for the Thornmill. I was a bit unfortunate, got hit by that charm right there, otherwise I would have survived. We got the Thornmail now though, so their healing will be gone completely. It's very good against Ezreal Yuumi as well. Because his Qs are basically auto attacks, so if he hits you with Q, then that Grievous Wound will be procced. Nice, that's a really good combo. He used that ultimate early on because otherwise Shaco could have used his ult and then queued out. So that's a good finisher. I have my teleport up. I'm gonna just go in here. Still don't have my active item up yet though. Yuumi got the ignite off, so I'm just backing. Very, very tanky with that ultimate. They got Thresh, that's a bit unfortunate. I can just back off here. Then go straight back into the bottom side, but the dragon is spawning, so we definitely need to go for that as well. Get the dragon here, make sure that you also prioritize the objectives. It's very important. And if Shaco was standing on the other side of the pit, then you can place that W under him and then he will not be able to Q over and seal the Drake. Oh, he wanted the blue? Okay. I don't think Gwen isn't as reliant on the blue buff. We still have the corrupting potion though, so we still have some mana regen, and we also have more mana with the base stat, so it's fine. We can just go ahead and push the bottom side, top side and mid side. It's down, so we want to go bot right now. My item active is up, so I can just run somebody down if they commit. Trying to get a flank off. I'm gonna go for Ezreal if possible. Got a C out. And they're using a lot for us. You see, now we place that W right below him and he's gonna end up dying with the Yuumi as well. So now we can go for the end, guys. So this is how you want to play it. I still have my ghost up, so I could use that as well if I wanted to. I can go ahead because the game is ending, so I'm gonna run down Ahri. If she doesn't have ultimate up, then she's dead. Look at that bonus movement speed. Just constantly slowing people down. Well, that's a lot of healing from the Aatrox. But that was the Essential Guide, so I hope this was useful. As always, see you guys in the next one.